is, ladies and gentlemen, based on the New World Order's timeline, based on everything getting ready to happen in the Middle East, getting everything that's going on in the world of economics, every area that you have known that was normal or you could trust in, it's being taken out from under you. And that's why I say this, that the only trust that you can have nowadays is to have a right relationship with the living God. Alex, this is biblical stuff. It's not just
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to end this in the next 10 minutes because then we're going to go right back into the retransmission when Dr. Sherry Tenpenny joined us from Mexico. That'll be perfect timing as we go back into the refeed from the first hour. DNA testing on the side of the road. I mean, hell is being released. Everything Bush did is being expanded by Obama. You've got Obama zombies stumbling around, having no idea what's happening, totally deceived. Again, Obama is their closer. I mean, I agree with Steve. The cards are being laid on the table right now, and it's just going to get more insane from here on out. But anything else, Tom?
Yeah, I just had one quick comment. I mean, absolutely no offense to anyone as far as their religious beliefs. Myself, I'm personally religious. But, you know, I'm completing my master's degree in political science and economics, and I've got a lot of friends at my university that I try to turn on to your show, but a lot of them just feel that there's a little bit too much religious doctrine being introduced in the sense of blood of Christ this, Lucifer.
Well, I mean, the issue here is that I have a news show, but I do have Christian guests on, and I don't censor what they say and do. And I think, you know, you've got all this humanist religion and environmental religion. It's just repackaged, being pushed everywhere, and all this Gaia stuff. And we've studied the New World Order. We know who they are. We know who their God is. And we're telling people the final level of this. Now, if folks don't want to look at our track record, don't want to look at all the accurate things we've done here, and don't want to, you know, test their spirit, their instincts, their gut, you know, their sixth sense, then fine. But, you know, this is free speech. People are like, oh, my God, Christian stuff, I don't want to hear it.
Right, I want to address that, Alex, because, first of all, this Christian, especially me now, he's taking a shot at me, so I want the right to respond, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
The thing is, he's a political science major and an economics major. No offense, he sounds very young, but he hasn't been at this for 36 years. He doesn't have the track record, and I make no apologies for Jesus. These people are out worshiping Satan, putting pictures of the President of the United States up on the presidential seal in with his arms outstretched and the crown of thorns on his head. The thing is, look, I make no apologies. This guy has nothing to offer, and quite candidly, I categorically reject his criticism because it's inane. Once again, he cannot deal with the facts. He deals with the attack the messenger. And I got to tell you this, you know, I know that DHS would love to hire him.
Well, let me just say this. I mean, when Obama goes to speak now at a university, in a church, they cover up Jesus in Latin like they're vampires or something. And I understand, sir, that you're saying, I mean, I actually understand what you're saying, that there's people so afraid of hearing anything Christian that you're trying to pass the show on to them, but they need to intellectually open up a little bit more and not be so scared of other ideas and other things, and not, you know, I mean, even if they hate Christians, why throw the baby out with the bathwater just because they're so afraid of hearing any of that? I mean, I guarantee if I talk to your friends who don't like this, they would say, I don't want to hear about Luciferianism and Bohemian Grove and the occult because that doesn't exist. No, even if you don't believe in anything spiritual, the elites do. And from a sociological perspective, they are manifesting hell on earth because they believe in it. Go ahead, caller.
To agree with you, like I said myself, you know, I'm religious personally. But all I was trying to say is I feel that sometimes you could more widely spread your image and maybe, you know, not scare people away if the religious overtones were just slightly turned down.
All right, listen, I hear your point. I mean, I hear your point. But I mean, I want Steve to comment, but I want to say this. We're not here, though, to tailor our message to try to reach as many people. We're here to tell what we believe is the truth, what we believe has been revealed, what we've learned, and we're not compromising. Steve?
Religious is a wonderful buzzword. It is not religion. It is relationship. And here's the deal. Everybody quotes the book of Revelation. Everybody talks about all of the prophecies. But when it comes to Jesus and when it comes to anything, he's taboo, okay? But when it comes to Lucifer Satanism, anything goes except Jesus. And to that, I categorically reject the argument, Alex. I'm not just picking on the caller. I'm saying people that bring that up religious. What does that mean? A Satanist is religious. A child sacrificer is religious. So the point is is that is a argument thrown in to take away from the validity of our information.
But I mean, Steve, look at all the occultism everywhere. Look at all the pyramids and all the Kabbalah. And I mean, the world is awash in occultism and Harry Potter. But then we talk about Christianity. It's like, ah! And I'm not saying
I just got to say this: it is an invalid intellectual argument. It's nothing but a personal opinion. And again, I would hope for the gentleman's sake that he learns to turn religion into relationship and understand this, that it's a far different cry. And Alex, I make no apologies for it. Listen, the people that have ears to hear are listening. The people that have eyes to see are seeing. The people that are ready to do are doing. And when you do what you do and I do what I do, and people have done nothing who say, well, you guys would have a bigger audience, I got to tell you something. I'm only out to speak to those who have ears to hear and eyes to see.
No, I hear you, but I think I understand you're rebuking the people that can't stand hearing the show. He was just mentioning what does he do about them. And, my answer to them is they need to get a little bit thicker skin if it's so upsetting to them. But see, they're afraid. Something in them doesn't want them to hear this.
Because they don't want to have to deal with God or his demands or his judgments. And see, that's something you cannot deal with that. Everybody says, God bless America, and you ask, okay, based on the nature of a living God, how can he bless evil? Because the only one that's promulgating or putting forth evil is Satan. So it's a contradictory mindset, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead. I mean, you can deny that God and the devil exist, folks. Okay, you can try to deny that all day. The issue is you can't deny that the world leaders are a bunch of Luciferians. That's a fact. Now, why is that? Well, what are you going to do about it? Let's go ahead and talk to Bill in Connecticut. Bill, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex, how you doing?
Good.
How you doing, Steve? God bless you, man.
Thank you.
Hey, guys, I know what you've been talking about all day here today, and it's all great, but I just wanted to throw this at you. Did you know that Air Force One buzzed downtown New York City this morning?
Yes.
Mayor Bloomberg is flipping out. These guys had fighter jets and everything flying all around downtown Manhattan. Okay, and they thought that there was another terrorist attack on.
Can you think of the symbolism of that?
This is going on.
Yeah, think of the symbolism of that. You've got Air Force One over the Statue of Liberty. I'm told by people that saw the event, caller, that Air Force One literally flew over the Statue of Liberty. That's a violation of the protocol of the New York airspace, but I guess if you're the commander-in-chief, you can do what you want.
And then meanwhile, you got earthquakes, huge ones, and flu, and what is this where they freak out New York, buzzing downtown right where the towers were?
Well, I think it's important. The towers going down, and listen to this, Alex, on the largest area of a real estate that has been whether people want to admit it or not, there's the mystery Babylon part of the Book of Revelations is still interesting. The kings of the earth commit fornication with this entity known as Mystery Babylon. I think it's fascinating now when you were talking, Alex, just moments ago about the religious, quote, images of Jesus being covered up, and in its place the triangle with the luminous message that the face in the triangle is now the all-seeing eye. I think that what we're seeing is the announcement, and quite candidly, I think in occult terminology, I think this is what David Wilkerson is worried about. I think New York is going to get hit with such an incredible set of circumstances that the whole world is going to reel in revulsion and shock at what's going to get ready to happen to New York, and I'm not thinking it's that far off.
What else was Bloomberg saying? Because I saw the report about the buzzing, but I didn't see much more than that. It just came in here. What specifically happened?
Well, no, they had it on TV. Bloomberg, apparently afterwards, they flipped out, but they had F-16s along with Air Force One flying around downtown, and people were flipping out and literally going out of the buildings, leaving the buildings, thinking that something else was going to happen. Down there, that was first thing this morning. Bloomberg flipped out and called a press conference pertaining to it, and the White House sat there and said it was a photo op. And all the rest of this stuff. And Steve, if I may, Dave Wilkerson happens to be my pastor.
Oh, fortunate. Then you know what a wonderful man he is.
Absolutely. And, I think it's, man, I'll tell you, hey, what a world we live in. But in any case, I just thought that was very interesting that, you've got this stuff going on, these guys doing this whole thing. And I wanted to ask you, Steve, what do you think about Revelation 2 and 9? 2 and 9, where it talks about the synagogue of Satan, those who claim to be Jews who are not.
Boy,
Edomites.
Yep, I got to tell you something. I can't go into it in this short time because we've only got 4 minutes. But if you want to send me an email, you do have my email, steve777@stevequayle.com. I'll answer you on the email.
Yeah, let me say this. I got to let Bill go. Don't have time to go to JD, Bob, and Eric. I apologize, but I've already done 4.5 hours here, or 4 hours, 27 minutes to be technical. I've got to go to a meeting, got to take care of stuff here at the office. Jason Burmis is coming back from New York today. He may be live tonight, 9 to midnight, probably is. I may pop in if that's the case. I'm going to be down here anyways, 9 to midnight, Central Standard Time. Steve Quayle, and you've got your own show coming up. Steve, I want to thank you for spending so much time with us today, and let's get you to pop in throughout the week as things unfold, okay?
Thank you, Alex. And again, watch Thursday through the week because obviously things are going to get very, very, very clear to a lot of people. Thank you, Alex. God bless you.
SteveQuayle.com. Thank you. Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com.
You're listening to GCN, the world leader in independent talk radio.